And I know if I were to, as a young man, I can remember my dad grabbing me by the ear and different things. Don't you walk in front of that elder, or you don't. In other words, your child, we don't address you as Roy. It's Mr. Lee. I can remember my dad saying, "It's Mr. Lee to you, son." And those things are taught, and those are things that we've got to teach because it's just not born in us. So what this train up a child the way that he should go when he's old and not this is getting older and older and older. And how many times have we gone to the store and see where you open the door for a young person to just walk in and don't say nothing? And I'm not saying that it's cause people are bad. It's just the fact that we have a job to train church folks and our kids courtesy, because sometimes they can't get it at home. And the reason that a lot of times they can't get it home is because of the environment that they are in, because of mom and dad both having to work. It's a problem. It really is. It's just an issue that doesn't happen. So we got to realize that ethics is something we have to teach ourselves and we have to train. That's why I'm teaching on this. Many of you remember I talked to you a little bit about, and everybody filled out a little sheet of paper what you'd like to have taught on. And many of the things that were mentioned were things that should have been taught to kids when they're little. And in church, we got to realize that it's not anything that purposely. I just think it's the times and life that we're living in. And everybody said amen. It's true. So let's look at Proverbs 22 and verse 1. Look what it says there. It says, a good name. Proverbs 22 and 1, was that on there? Yeah, Proverbs 22:1, just back up a little. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver or gold. So we got to realize that I remember one time when we took the young kids to Mazzio's. We used to do that quite a bit, and would like to get into that again as we grow our youth group. But we took them, and the people at Mazzio's came over and said, "Man, I don't know what y'all are doing," but he said, "Your kids are the politest group. You kids, I mean, we've got other church groups, but your kids are really well-mannered." And that is a good name. In other words, and I don't ever remember going anywhere at all with our kids, ever, and people making comments, "Man, your kids were wild." I don't ever remember that in all the years that we've had work with our kids. I don't ever remember our kids ever being labeled as bad kids or being, I've never heard it. I've never heard a negative word about anywhere we ever took our kids. Never heard a word. And that's fantastic. So a good name, okay, could you leave that up there for just a second? A good name, yeah, we're fixing to do some work on the computers, I think. But a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor than silver or gold. So we realize that is important. That compliment is only an attribute or a